Good afternoon, everybody. Does anybody understand the concept of anti-fragile? Let's take first example. A glass is fragile because when you hit it, it breaks. And actually, every time you hit it, it will break at the same force. It is actually not learning from being hit. But our immune system is actually anti-fragile. Because if you stress it, if you inject a little vaccine, the system is actually becoming stronger. So by hitting it, actually it is becoming stronger. It's two concepts, fragile, anti-fragile. It's a concept from Talib Nasser, something which he invented in 2012. And the question I wanted to ask you, are our supply chains fragile or anti-fragile? I vote for fragile. Because we've seen over the last years that actually hitting them didn't make them stronger. But why are they so weak? They are actually today super designed, managed by sophisticated tools, and operated by highly skilled professionals. But still, when you hit them, they keep breaking down. Because actually they're managed by deterministic parameters, fixed figures. A lead time is a number in your ERP system. Transport is always available. You order it, it's there. And the transit time is actually a fixed figure. Forecasts are designed by highly sophisticated systems supported by AI or not AI. And we can have a whole discussion about the value of AI because let's not be fooled. AI is very sophisticated mathematics which starts from the principle that the past is the source to discover the future. So if you want to use the last plague in Europe, I think it was probably the plague in the 14th century, or the last war to forecast your future. So I think we are suddenly seeing that once these deterministic parameters are no longer there, actually it's all about agility, reactivity, flexibility. And our highly sophisticated digital supply chain actually proved not to be very strong in that. Companies were lost. Actually, companies were locked in their own digital bubble. They were stranded on their islands. Because what actually we have done is that our digital supply chains have become data islands. Data islands at departmental level. Sometimes departments don't talk the same language. But guys, if you reach the company gates, it really becomes a problem. Our digital supply chains are very weak to look across the company fence. I hear you thinking, come on guys, we've got EDI, we've got interfacing. That doesn't work. And I can explain it with little mathematics. Any average retailer or wholesaler will have 1,000 to 2,000 suppliers. If you go to a manufacturing company, you look at their raw material and packaging material suppliers, you find the same numbers. If you want to try to roll out EDI, I tell you what's going to happen. Either you're going to have 1 or 2 messages. How we do EDI? The order, the invoice. Or you see it is limited to your top suppliers. We do very sophisticated interaction between 10 suppliers. That is not working. That is not what is going to help you. So then, how do you do it? Well, I invite you all to walk down to the desks of your supply planners and you ask them, like, guys, how do you know who's going to deliver us what and when? And they will look at you and say, well, boss, you know, we got Excel lists. We check. And then, in the end, we call and we email. Hundreds of calls, thousands of emails, try to figure out, look for documents, get delivery dates, check up with people who didn't turn up. It is still done in the Stone Age. But when your guys go home, when those planners go home, they actually transform. They become digital native again. Because when they go play tennis, they don't call 10 friends. When they organize a barbecue, they set up a little WhatsApp group. And after the barbecue, they exchange the pictures. They do it. But when they're in the office, oh guys, we don't do that. That's forbidden. So those millenniums and those Generation Zs, which your HR people really begged to sign up with you, you bring them on the job, and you throw them back to the 80s. Great music, but that's not the way these guys want to work. They run away faster than you can hire them. There is a revolution. Supply chain collaboration is on the brink of revolution. Things have to change. Communication is all about social. It's no longer point-to-point. And this is where actually Streamliner comes in. It's all about building a community. A community between you and your suppliers, but not a community of individuals, a community of companies. You will invite your suppliers and your carriers to join your Streamliner supply chain communities. Those companies will create on Streamliner a company account, and in that company account, they will manage their users, because the users change jobs. The users go on holiday. You don't want to know that. You don't want to be able to kind of keep up lists of email, lists of contacts, when I have to contact a certain person, hashtag at something. It doesn't work. When you do a mailing, typically after 6 months, 30% of the emails will bounce. So you need to somewhere have a structure where you actually invite companies, and they're responsible for managing their accounts. Because supply chain collaboration is all about connecting the people who work in the supply chain. You have to provide them the data, but it's with the data that you connect people on a forum to collaborate. I once was in a presentation of an executive of a pharmaceutical company, and he said, the future of supply chain is one man and a dog. He basically said, we need the dog to keep the man, let's say, occupied. But that was in 2018. I really want to see how this one man did it running through the crisis. We're not ready there. We need skilled individuals which you present in real time with all the data, which you actually signal the deviations, and then they can make decisions and they can solve. And it's all about supply chain collaboration. It all starts, and that's where we start, it starts simple. The backbone of collaboration is the order. Where is my order? Is the question which keeps sort of people happy. We will actually present the stakeholders, and only the right stakeholders, with the real-time status. Where's their order? Is it ready for pickup? All the documents are loaded up on the platform. The carrier can book a slot. When he arrives, it can be checked. Any picture of deviation can be shared in real time, and everything is measured. So how does it start? It starts by building your community. The community is not only you and your supplier, it's also you and your supplier and your carrier, because that's also an important element. It's only one step. Supply chain collaboration is not only transport collaboration, it is a supplier makes an order, makes it ready for delivery, carrier books a slot, picks it up, is delivered, is checked, and you close the loop. So in that collaboration platform, you will actually say, people in real time will plan deliveries, will book slots, will exchange relevant data, so they actually see the same thing. They don't have to look in the emails of everybody. Hey, did he send me the delivery note? Where's the packing list? Please send me the signed CMR. All that is now on a community platform where they can manage the claims, but also they're notified by exception. The system will tell them, hey, this order, the guy should have booked a slot, he didn't do it. If he didn't book a slot, probably he's not going to come. Let's call them before. So you will actually, the system is smart enough to manage by exception and alert exceptions to the users, because that's when they have to intervene. And we use a chat function, and the chat function is actually designed in such a way that you don't even need to know the name of the counterpart, because we know in Streamliner that that company is managed by that person. So whenever you ask a question on a shipment, we will inform and notify the right person in the other side company on saying, hey, your supplier or your customer or your carrier signaled something on that order. Again, we manage by exception. All this leads to performance measurement, real-time dashboards, not some dashboards which come 3 months after the fact. Delivery done, boom, dashboard up to date. So you can actually expect your supplier not to come with a plan after you kicked him. No, he actually sees when he's deviating. But there's more, because there's another challenge which we're all having, which is the sustainability. We will actually share with all your suppliers in the community all their locations. And we'll share with all the suppliers, all the carriers which you're using. Because actually there's no use from Lyon that 2 suppliers both ship 5 pallets to the same warehouse in Hamburg. hey, why don't co-ship? And our customers are saying, by just sharing that data, that after 3-4 months, they see 20% less carriers at their doors. Guys, your sustainability agenda is no longer your problem. It's a shared challenge with your full supplier base. Is that not cool? After 15 months, we got 1,500 companies on the platform, located in 15 countries, 2,700 users, 75 messages shared. There is a new standard being set, and we really want to invite you to join this revolution. Supply is made social. Now, results are amazing. These are quotes from our customers. Planners are no longer firefighting, they're becoming proactive. Departments are aligned. But also, queues before the warehouse are reused. So we really got tangible and also intangible benefits. Easy business case, no time to waste, one interface, one API between your ERP system and the community, and everybody's online. If you want to find more, join me at the booth. Thank you.